You know
No
what?
one wants to listen to this. That's
You know what?
awful.
I
This is
say
a vanity project.
Patreon exclusive. That's what that is. Patreon exclusive. Podcast. The podcast that almost happened.
Honestly, that's genius. Please
See?
do that, Pam.
See, when you run a Patreon long enough, you know how it works.
Jim's
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this napkin, Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I actually recently I posted a video of me just drinking whiskey, watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and my wife was like, "No one would watch this," and then she looks at it and goes, "Seems like people like it."
We're always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers. Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers. Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the RebelTaxi Pizza Party podcast, and we're not live anywhere because it doesn't work. So yeah, we're just gonna go here. It's pre-recorded, the Pizza Party podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
Hey, it's Izzy.
Hey, it's me, Jim.
We have an order, guest.
I'm sorry.
Get in line, guest.
Sorry.
Stay in your place.
I'm sorry.
Izzy, get the cattle prod.
Uh-oh. All right. Introduce yourselves. Hurry.
I'm Scratchy Derose. I'm a freelance character designer and storyboard artist. My past credits were Ollie and Scoop for 2 episodes and Pencilmation.
Hell yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah, Pencilmation. Not exactly happy memories there.
Oh yeah, that my was more for Ollie and Scoops. Throwing that
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, I remember that cartoon, the one with the teacher who looks like Shelley Duvall. She's great.
And I guess I'm Ratupi from Ratupi's Game Room, or just Nick G, wherever you know me. I'm an artist. I have an art Twitter, and I'm also a YouTuber, which I also have a YouTube Twitter, and I'm a musician, and I pretty much do everything. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, well, Scratchy, for somebody who hasn't seen anything you've done, what would you recommend them watching, an Ollie and Scoops episode or something else?
Yeah, I'd recommend watching Ollie and Scoops. Like, it's a very fun show. Like, the humor's pretty funny and entertaining. The characters are likable. I did 2 episodes on their, I can't remember the name, but it was like Best Student of the Month, I believe, which was episode 5, and episode 7, which should be releasing sometime soon.
What's that show about?
It's basically like a girl and her talking sidekick cat, but apparently she's the only one who can talk to him. Like, because like every time he talks, apparently, like nobody understands what he's saying. So it's like basically like only she knows what Scoops is saying.
Yeah.
I assume
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot to add, like, there's also one episode where, like, she can also speak to other cats, like, in this cat world. That like,
I assume it's like Garfield Rules, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Wait, so only John can understand Garfield?
It would make sense, to be honest. Like, because
It's the body language.
Because like Garfield just thinks at people.
He just thinks at people.
Yeah, if you notice, it's always thought balloons. That's like the gimmick.
He shoots mind bullets at them.
Oh man, mind bullets.
These are Quentin reviews questions, but I always thought John sort of knew what Garfield was thinking.
Yeah.
Or
What
maybe that's
was
like
he thinking?
The plight of existence is that he knows what he's thinking and he thinks he's projecting it, but no one can understand him.
Nah.
So the coolest thing for Ollie and Scoops, in my opinion, because I love vinyl toys, is they released vinyl toys of the main 2 characters.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten them. I really want to, though.
Yeah, they're in pre-order right now, and
What the fuck?
I've watched the show, but like I wouldn't say like I'm like the biggest fan of it, but I'm indie characters getting toys, I'm buying it every time.
How the fuck do you afford goddamn figures? That shit's expensive.
I think they're doing it through the Mystery Shack people, the ones that do like fan merch or like semi-official merch of stuff. Like they have.
Get me that shit, Mystery Shack.
I gotta say, with a name like Mystery Shack, I'm surprised Disney hasn't sued them though.
Right? Because like I bought a I bought a bobblehead of Stan, like in the show. It's like there, and they have like Steven Universe merch. Like they have a lot of like official stuff. It's confusing. Like I can't tell if it's legit or not. But
Yeah, like you would think like Disney would pound on their door saying,
dude, I guess it's the company that made the Gravity Falls toys in general. They also made Over the Garden Wall and the Futurama ship. I wish I found about. Oh, they made a Peridot figure.
wait,
How
they
did
did?
Yeah, I'm like, they're all sold out, and they were like 40, 50 bucks a piece, but they're so
Why do I
good.
Why does no one ever tell me this shit? Fuck, I would have wanted to get a Peridot figure.
Yeah, here, I'll link you guys on the Discord, but this stuff's awesome.
How the fuck? I gotta contact these guys, say, hey, how much you gotta do to make one of these figures, you know?
I mean, like, I know they probably would only agree to make like a pan pizza, but it'd be pretty fucking dope to get the four of us. Like,
Please.
That would be cool.
Please.
I mean, I'd love to have a maquette or a vinyl figure of my OC Delilah, but I don't have the
Yeah.
money.
We all want our OCs.
I mean, I tried to make, like, at CCAD, like, we had an assignment where we had to make our own maquette within, like, 2 weeks, and it was, like, the hardest thing I'd ever fucking do. Like, I don't know how to sculpt.
What cat? Isn't that bitch from Angela Anaconda?
What?
What?
No, I'm talking about, like...
I don't know, Manette Memoir. I don't know.
Angela
that
Anaconda.
was too much of a
Man,
reach.
don't talk about your porn on here. This is
Oh,
safe for work.
Oh, wow.
is this safe for work? When have we ever been safe for work?
Depends on where you work.
I think literally the last podcast, let's go in Raw, better than all, or whatever.
always, yeah, better to go in Monday Night Raw than Monday Night Not at all.
He's said that a lot of times.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you can't say this is a safe for work
Words to live
podcast.
by.
I
Dude,
mean,
is this, like, legit merchandise? Because that Peridot figure is really good.
Yeah, no, this is all the stuff from that the Mystery Shack place.
Time to
damn it.
cremate and inseminate.
God.
Give
Dang
me
it,
5
Pam.
more, Pan. Just please.
Um,
5 more on top of your head, please.
jerk. Hang on.
Sorry, he has to
No.
get his text edit file up of all these.
Man, I can't just like come up with one of these zingers all.
You just did
on
like
my
3
own.
of them.
Well, those were pre-baked. I gotta like come. I can't just like come up with new ones on the fly. You know.
I used to look up to you.
Animaniacs. How about the Anal Maniacs? Am I right?
Oh,
We are the Anal Maniacs, and we go raw to the max.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
But first, this podcast is supported by $100 donators on Patreon who like to promote Magical Heroines, a webcomic on tapas.com. Whether you love or hate anime, it's about a middle schooler forced to join a magical girl gang and beat the shit out of people because she was told to. It's Magical Heroines. Rated on the links below at tapas.com.
We now return to the Transformers.
So yeah, Animaniacs finally released like some footage and its storyboards after like 50 fucking years of being in development. They showed some storyboards.
Well, I think
Yay.
they're just waiting to do a full trailer because it comes out Thanksgiving, and
Allegedly.
Thanks
Oh,
for
no,
nothing
that's the-
giving.
that's the release date. Is around Thanksgiving.
Damn
for
fucking
Hulu.
better. This thing's been developing for freaking years.
I think they're just like, quarantine, releasing things during quarantine is weird, and they're just like, let's just like get this ready, and people are gonna start caring about this election thing. I don't know if you heard about that, but so I think they're probably like gonna
Not
slowly
familiar.
release-
I mean,
Oh.
the animation, the brief animation for what I saw from the Animaniacs looks really good. Like, it looks like nothing's really changed that much except for being digital.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I think that's exactly what people wanted,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
wonder, how are they gonna do characters like Hello Nurse or like Mavera Mink in these times now, though? Because I don't know if you could get away with that.
I'm sure they won't.
Well,
Or-
wait. Well, think about it this way. Isn't it HBO Max or something?
It's Hulu.
It's
Hulu.
Hulu. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's a streaming service. There's significantly less FCC rules. Like,
Well, I mean, I know that, but like, there's always the chance of people backlashing against like a sexy depiction of a cartoon, or like saying cancel Animaniacs or Time's Up Party Animaniacs.
You can't cancel Animaniacs. It was canceled years ago.
yeah, it's
True.
beyond canceling now. I'm bringing
Now
all the
it's
beautiful days.
revived.
I think I don't think that would happen, but they'll probably minimize it. And I think what they're looking for is to have, they know if they're smart, regardless of, I don't think a lot of people are going to be traveling this Thanksgiving, not to shit on everyone's parade, but I do think most people will either have off or will take that 5 days off and would want to watch Animaniacs either with their kids or relatives or whatever. So I think they're bracing more for that binge, basically. I'm not sure how they release episodes, but to my understanding, they have the old ones. So I think they're like expecting a huge thing of Animaniac stuff. So I think that's why they're being slow.
They should just re-release the old episodes, not say a fucking thing, and just see if anyone notices.
I mean, no one will watch them until you do the big, because they've had Tiny Toons for a while, but Tiny Toons, of everything from the 90s, I see the least nostalgia for that, other than when Atlanta said it was influenced by it. Other than that, I've barely seen it.
People love Tiny Toons.
It went down the hole.
Yeah, that's a classic. Like, I haven't made my parody shirts, Tiny Tits, and never mind.
I mean, has anyone like even made a video essay about the Tiny Toon? Like, I don't even think that's.
What?
I haven't seen
There has to be. I'm gonna go on YouTube, see some video essays.
Are there?
Can I share a little TMI here?
Okay.
I lost my virginity to Tiny Toons, the summer vacation movie.
Damn.
Wait, what did that movie do to you?
Nothing.
What the fuck?
Wait, that movie like you.
Hold on. That movie? The movie did that?
I'm not a furry, but
yeah.
No. I don't know. Like I lost my virginity at age 18, and it was the worst thing in retrospect because I like it was Power Ranger bed sheets because I thought that's cool.
Wait, so you lost your virginity on Power Rangers bed sheets
while watching Tiny Toons?
That to me makes it sound like you have the best game I've ever heard.
Right? Like I don't know if it makes me like the most baller person ever or what.
No, that does, because it's one thing to have like nice sheets and like a romantic movie or something, but the fact that you pulled that off with Power Ranger sheets and the Tiny Toons direct-to-video movie, I believe, is 5 stars.
It's like a setup to an Adam Sandler movie almost.
I lost my virginity at a haunted hotel.
That's the most goth. That's the most goth thing I've ever heard.
True.
I love the full second of silence as people process that.
I keep telling you that ice machine doesn't mean it's haunted, and it was a Super 8 motel.
No, I think I gotta look up that hotel. Like, surely it has to be on Ghost Hunters or something.
Just because you put your hand in the sheet and then jerk yourself off, a ghost did not blow you.
No,
it was like that scene in Ghostbusters everyone forgets about.
Oh no, I remember that
blowjob scene.
Yeah,
I remember that because people talk about Ghostbusters as if it's a kid's franchise, and there's a blowjob scene.
Oh yeah,
classic.
That's from a whole sequence they cut out where they go to an abandoned, I think it's summer camp or something. They cut out that whole sequence but left in the blowjob because.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that scene before because, if I can be honest, I'm not exactly the biggest Ghostbusters fan.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I know that's blasphemous, but I'm sorry.
Get off this podcast. Dude.
I think that franchise sort of ruined itself at this point, so I understand.
Oh, that's true.
And aren't they
making a reboot?
It's like Star Wars.
Aren't they coming out with a new one that's basically Stranger Things a bit?
Stars. It has the cast from that show. Yeah,
it's basically a direct sequel thing. But I think the thing, when I was a kid, it was this huge movie, but because people got so weird about it, I'm almost don't want to talk about it because I don't want anyone to start telling me their views on Ghostbusters. I was
wow.
No.
We don't want a repeat of 2016 again. That was oof.
It's I'm sort of I don't even watch that movie anymore. I'm sort of done with.
I work at a movie theater, and I can tell you right now, the beginning of the year before everything started closing down, we already got marketing material for that movie. I think it was supposed to come out already, actually.
Yeah.
But Sony's pushed everything to 2021.
Everything that was supposed to come out in 2020 was supposed to come out, but then this fucking virus hit.
Yeah.
It's going to be the new Mutants.
Oh no!
I think it'll do okay, but it also just ramped up the marketing material. So and like the trailer was just a teaser, so it's sort of like hard to be like, we barely know what this movie was. You know, it's like we weren't supposed to have an idea of it. And I mean, every movie is going to be like New Mutants in 2021.
I wonder if that one guy that was in the theater when I was watching the 2016 Ghostbusters, I wonder if he's excited because I told you all about what happened when I went to see the Ghostbusters. The guy that was way too excited and he was just like clapping at everything. And this was like 3 weeks after the movie came out. There was hardly anyone in the theater. It was just me and like 4 other people and just this one guy treating it like it was the midnight premiere or something. He was just way too into it.
I mean, like, kudos to him.
Like a big Marvel energy, movie energy.
Yes. Yeah. In the after credits, he was like, "Oh man, just in 3 years, we're gonna get that sequel to this movie." And I recall that particular day they announced that this movie's not getting a sequel. Like they officially announced it.
That guy probably feels like a damn fool now.
Buddy, no, he's still waiting. He's still waiting for that sequel.
It's like the anti-Sonic movie where they announced the sequel the day after.
He's probably thinking like, "Oh man, they're gonna make this movie, and then they're gonna make the sequel to the 2016 one."
By the way,
obligatory. Sorry, go ahead.
But I just wanted to say real quick, I forgot to mention, but I had a bit of a brief cameo in Ollie and Scoops in episode 5.
Cool. That's completely unrelated to Ghostbusters, but awesome.
This podcast is supported by Patreon donators of $100. Our first donator is Covey, who wants to promote BloodThing, their animated web cartoon. It's about a blob of blood trying to make friends in a world full of assholes. It's crazy resourceful with the limited animation assets they got at their disposal. Watch BloodThing, links below. Now back to the show.
I hate women.
I can't send the messages.
Wait, what?
What?
Something just happened.
What?
Is the patriarchy paying Pan again? Because
yes.
Pan's been watching too much alt-right videos again.
Oh yeah, alt-righty then.
It always starts with Joe Rogan and goes in the worst place.
Woo-woo.
But we talked about Ghostbusters, so I'm obligated to talk about Extreme Ghostbusters, which is a really good, very dark for a kid's show, and extremely progressive because it had a guy in a wheelchair, a black dude, a Latino, and a goth girl in football armor.
All
and it's
the
currently
races.
All the races.
She's a goth jock.
And the theme song is sung by Jim
Cummings. Yeah.
Oh.
I was waiting for a coming pun from Pan.
But
it's on Hulu. And can all of you guys watch it so that I can get a home release? I desperately want to be able to own the DVD
Physical
of Extreme
media.
I want the DVD. They only released it in Australia, and I can't watch that on my American TV.
No.
I think
just download that and just put on a USB. Good stuff.
I want high quality.
Screw DVDs. Screw DVDs. We need
somewhere
Blu-rays. Give me more cartoons on Blu-rays, please.
I agree.
The idea of anything getting a physical media release at this point is iffy.
Yeah.
Well, they released the Ghostbusters cartoon like every other year. Like I don't know.
But that was a different.
Bring back the juice, the icy phantoms or whatever it is. Ecto coolers.
Oh,
Ecto Cooler.
Ecto Course, please.
Oh my god, they had that at New York Comic Con.
Course Light Ecto. Yes.
Nolan and I drank it like we were kings. It was.
Wasn't it like? What it tastes like?
Oh, first off, it was cold, and that was weird because Ecto Cooler, you always got it like in your lunch, or you traded it with someone else's lunch. So this is like an elementary school lunch bag that's sitting in a backpack for hours. So that was I never had it cold. It's amazing cold. Although it was good warm when I was 8, so I don't know. But but they would give us like these huge pitcher things for like $5-6 that you can buy from this one stand. And I think I got it like too many times. I was just like, I think my pee was green.
You know what they got to bring back is those juices that come in like the plastic barrels. In elementary school.
I know what you were talking about.
The fruit jugs or whatever. Yeah, I still buy those. Buy those.
Oh shit, they still make it. Yes, the cap is just tin foil and you just punch through it and get your fingers in there.
You pop it open with your sharp tooth and you drink it from there.
Yeah,
I could never peel them off. I just put my finger through it and then like kind of push the stuff around it.
Get a pen, stab it, but have some like ink go into the juices and then just like drink that. Good stuff.
Why do you like this, Pan?
Pan, I'll have you know. It's like 20 for like $1. Like $20
nice.
Yeah.
It was the
Hell
90s.
yeah.
People were all the rage for plastic stuff and ruining the environment.
I would
Hell
pretend to be
yeah.
Donkey Kong with those things. Oh man. Like I feel like it would be too sugary for me now. Like, but like just the idea of them is so comforting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do they still make?
Hey,
Hey,
don't talk to me like that.
Woo!
You know what I would really want to see come back is Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos.
A thing? I thought they were still a thing.
Yeah, I thought they were
I mean,
still around.
man.
Wait, I can't find them
Today.
like around where I live. Like you can't find them like at all.
At
Damn.
Walmart, you can get it for $7.98 right
Yeah,
now.
I would
No,
talk
no,
to
no.
your
Seriously?
local grocery store and.
Oh wait, no, they're out of stock. Maybe you're right.
No!
You need
Oh,
you need
no.
to
I
get
my
the
cream.
you need to get the Band-Aid bubble gum, right?
Oh,
With
man.
with the Cheetos Asteroids, the original ones, not the flaming hot ones they sell now.
Band-Aid bubblegum? Do you mean like bubblegum tape?
Yeah, no. It was like it came in a little tin,
Oh.
and they were shaped like Band-Aids, and they were like sour. They were the best.
That's
things
just
ever.
regular gum
No,
sticks, you know?
no, like-
No. It came in a tin. That's
No,
what
your mom and I have been wanting to
Stupid.
talk to you about that. You need to stop eating Band-Aids.
I'm sorry.
So I looked up on the Dunkaroos website, which is 90s theme, which is terrible. And apparently they were supposed to come back this year. Like there's even advertisement reminder, Dunkaroos are still coming back to 2020. I
That was
don't
a
think
lie.
I think COVID. That's another
Wait,
victim.
did they start COVID? Maybe that's why.
The Dunkaroos.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on, that's bad taste.
That's
Like
possible.
these Dunkaroos.
I like that.
Oh.
That's the line that I've crossed the line with saying Dunkaroos caused COVID. Wow, this website, I finally went to it. It's just trying so hard to be 90s. It's like,
Are you sure it's
Oh,
not just
man.
like the Space Jam website where it just hasn't been updated since the 90s?
no, it's definitely, it has an Instagram thing. It's really trying to push this
Hell
thing. But
yeah.
it's not like real 90s. Like real 90s, like, you know, knows they used to listen to alternative music. This is like someone who experienced the 90s and keeps telling me how great Smash Mouth All-Star is. Like that's
So this-
Now, if it wants the true 90s experience, I want the website to take 30 minutes to load.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is there's no Limp Bizkit playing in the background?
no, this
Okay.
website isn't cool enough to know Limp Bizkit. I'll have
Fair
you know.
enough. Fair enough.
If
Maybe
they
I-
like Limp Bizkit, they know Nookie, but they don't know Roland. So what's the point?
They were more fans of Slipknot. I get it.
No, that would mean they're cooler. You're ruining it. Don't-
Oh.
Okay, they're more fans of Orgy than Limp Bizkit, and Orgy was the lamest one. So
What about
Oh,
Marilyn
man.
Manson? He's pretty lame.
Whoa.
I like it when he
whoa.
sings about the food pyramid.
My favorite song is the one I can't say. It's I don't know. I can't say it. It's
well,
inappropriate.
don't say it then. I don't know which
You
one
say
it
a
is.
lot of things you shouldn't say.
Well, look, it's a very catchy song, and it's like, wow, if the lyrics were something completely different, this would be really good to use.
I don't know
something.
him past the glam rock one. The other one's kind of I don't know very well. But I know
His wife is into cabaret, I think, and he did a cabaret themed album. I think.
I don't know what that is.
I know his sister is hot as fuck, and she has this really queer ass band called Garbage. I don't know if they're
I know
still a
Garbage.
band.
Garbage is awesome.
Wait, no,
But
that
I
is
love their
not-
music.
They're not related.
Are they not? I swear.
No, they're not.
Are they not?
No.
This
He's
entire
like
time, that's
Irish
been
or
my
something.
head canon.
Damn.
Not.
But-
He's from Florida. She's from overseas. Like she's not.
Let's double check this, but you're
I-
probably right. I'm stupid, but like,
No, they're not. They're not related. Sorry.
for whatever reason, I have had it in my head since high school.
No,
that-
she's Scottish.
That's I just sent a link to his wife. She does burlesque shows and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
lady. She's great.
Why is her last name Tease?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dita. That's her name. Dita Von Teese.
I thought they're
Is
divorced.
she Tease?
Are they divorced? I don't know.
I think
can't
so.
believe I've been living a lie all this time. Like,
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
so fucking
She's
dumb.
available.
Divorced in 2007. Never mind.
No.
Well, Marilyn Manson was just sort of canceled after
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm perpetually stuck in 2007. I'm sorry.
Some person told me in high school or something, like in passing, like, yeah, you know, that's his sister. And then, like, I just cling to that without ever checking. Wikipedia has been at my
Damn.
fingertips all
Well-
this time.
That's like the story of the rhinos that lived in my town.
What? That seems like a specific thing that only you would understand the reference to.
Okay, let me tell you. Like, in the Rio Grande Valley, in the most southern point of Texas, we have what's called Rio Reforestation, and every year, like on field trips at school. We would all go on a field trip on Saturday morning to this damn field to plant some trees, and we got to plant all of them in a row. And this has been happening for years. But like in like 6th grade or whatever, they told us like, hey, it's not just to plant trees. There's these rhinos that live in our section of Texas that are separated, and we can't transport them in like a truck because that would stress them out and kill them. So we got to plant these trees to lure them and save this rhino species. And then like years later down the line, I was telling someone that, and she was just like, "What the fuck you talking about? There are no rhinos down here." And I realized, wait a minute, yeah, there are no rhinos. What the fuck?
Critical thinking at its best now.
I remember when this was a cartoon podcast.
Oh yeah. So
Rhinos.
Animaniacs, Hulu.
I spent my entire life thinking those rhinos were real.
Rhinos are real.
Well, thank you, Jim, for teaching, letting me know that the world's not as magical as I once thought it was.
I mean, you would think he met her while he was working on the set of The Wonder Years as Paul, which is definitely a true thing and not a rumor. And that he removed part of his ribs to suck his own dick, which is another thing. Do you remember those rumors?
Classic, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Classic 90s rumors.
How do you even suck your own third member?
Woo woo.
I mean,
wait, third member. That's Jim.
What?
I would assume Nolan's one. Sorry, Pan's one. Nolan's two. So. You're third. I mean, I guess technically Ken would be third, but since he's not in that current cast, you would be the third one, and I'm the fourth member.
Yeah.
Or am I the third? I don't want to be the third member because I'm in more podcasts than you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I beat you. Half the reason I like sometimes I'm like, man, I don't feel like podcasting, but I can't get Jim. I gotta keep that gap going.
I want to say too, before we get back on topic, I just want to say that Marilyn Manson is not goth. As the honorary goth in this. No, not.
Well, he was sort of canceled recently because of that Evan Rachel Wood testimony. So I don't know.
Wait, what happened?
Because she admitted she was sort of barely 18 when they were married, and like he was very controlling and did all these horrible things to her and stuff. So that was on Twitter on Friday, I believe. Sorry.
Well,
even better of a reason why he's not associated with goth.
Oh boy.
Anyway, Venture Brothers. Sorry.
Oh,
Venture
why do you
Brothers
keep bringing up the sadness?
AT&T, the merger screwed everything up and canceled that and took away my show. It's fucked up.
What show?
The thing I worked on. Like, there was one of the major studio, because like a lot of basically studios came in, fucked. Well, the old guy left, new studios came in.
Yeah, Mike Laszlo retired.
Well,
not him. This was. Essentially, WB screwed over. Cartoon Network screwed over.
I mean, do we know? Is it the Hulu rights that ended it, or what was the deal exactly?
Don't know, but like Adult Swim themselves wanted to keep the show going in some form, and I'm thinking it'll show up on like HBO Max season.
I assume it was probably like a decision made by, since they're an umbrella company, like, or they're like under so many, because it's like Adult Swim, then you have like Cartoon Network, then you have like Warner Brothers, and you have whatever Warner Brothers is owned by.
Yeah, companies.
I'm sorry.
No, what were you gonna say? And then
I was saying, like, if God forbid Venture Brothers doesn't come back, I'm not saying it won't, but if God forbid it won't, I will say though it did have a good run. I mean, it had like 7 seasons and 83 episodes in the span of 17 years. That's like not a bad run.
Oh no, they had a season plan. That's like if they ended it after season 8, like that was the final season, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, I mean, especially in like season 7, they revealed like so much shit. Like after that, like
they set up pieces, like because we know that like Dean and Hank are going to become the new, Monarch and Dr. Venture type of thing. Like they're setting up this, like they're going to start like being angry with each other, and the cycle begins because there seems to be always 2 Venture Brothers that are angry with each other.
If I could like say, like a lot of people are saying that Dean is going to become the villain, I think Hank is going to become the villain this time.
That is plausible, yeah.
Because again, I don't want to spoil what happened, but basically, I mean, you guys have seen season 7, right?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
at least. I'm pretty like.
I am not up to date on it.
Oh well,
Me
I don't want
neither.
to. Well, I don't want to spoil it then. But if like to simply put, like Dean does something kind of behind Hank's back, and it like sort of fucks up everything at the second to last episode. So it like changes their like whole dynamic, but I don't know. Like I feel like they're sort of pushing Hank to go down like sort of a darker path instead of Dean, like everyone theorizes. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. There's so many interesting plot lines that they set up, and it's just like to have it robbed from us because like they were writing season 8, or they were at least like outlining it as they were making season 7. So like they were going to be super close together, like more so than any other season. And I don't know, like everything that happens infects each other so much stronger. And I don't know, like to be like mid production, or at least like starting to write and getting there and then being like cut from it is like brutal.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think they did, because Adult Swim's relationship with Venture Brothers was always different than most shows because they would let them take time to develop a season.
Oh yeah, that whole show was basically the embodiment of quality over quantity. Like they took their sweet ass time.
But
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
I think
Well, 2 people wrote it. That's
Okay,
it.
yeah.
they had asked. They had
I
asked to have
remember
that
like years
relationship.
ago. I remember years ago watching the DVD bonus features, and they made it seem like Astro Base Go was just like literally 2 people, and it kind of seems like
Astro Base Go was, but I mean, I can speak on this with some authority, I guess, because I did
You're
stuff
friends with someone who worked on it.
No, we were in development at World Leaders, so I know what the deal was with that. But basically, is when you see the production, Astro Base Go was 2 people, but I think it's Noodle Soup, World Leaders, and Titmouse was where they actually animated it. So they would Astro Base Go, I think, was like an apartment or something, to my understanding, or at least when they were in New York. I think they moved the show to LA after the World Leaders thing ended. But Astro Base Go was always like their Doc and Jackson's production company, not where they actually animated, because they always had like 3 things. It was Astro Base Go, whoever did all the animation, and Adult Swim. But I think that relationship is, when a new company comes in and buys another company, they usually look at those relationships and those contracts and go, wait, what are we doing? We're doing what now? And then they like reassess or cancel some things or get new people. And I think the combination of that and the fact that Hulu has the rights to Venture Brothers right now probably made Warner. I don't think the AT&T merger. Look, AT&T is $100 billion in debt. Whether they had Venture Brothers or not makes not a difference at all to them. Like it's not about that. It's more just that this is what happens with companies. They always relook at these relationships, and I think Mike Lazo not being able to protect them, in addition to them looking at it and going like, and also Venture Brothers doesn't get that much online talk. Like, how many of us really make videos about them? Or
because
Yeah.
it goes into hibernation every 2 years. You know?
yeah, it's kind of tough to keep up with.
No, it's hard to like, but it's just like Rick and Morty. When a new episode, that's like a huge deal. I think that doesn't help Venture Brothers, and I think they looked at all of that and went, what are we doing now? And although I do think the HBO Max thing would work, because the thing about streaming services now is they want cult shows, because they know even if they get 10,000 people, they're guaranteed to get them with a cult show.
Yeah.
They will sign up. I mean, that's why cult shows are worth a lot more than they used to be, because they know they'll get a certain online buzz and stuff. But I'd say, like, if everyone who's listening to this or whatever is super sad about the Venture Brothers thing, like, make Venture Brothers content, like, keep tweeting about it, because, like, I feel like about Infinity Train we see so much more. I'm not like I put myself in this too, because I didn't do anything either, but it's just like, that's just the fact of the world right now. It's like there just isn't enough talk about it. So
because I assumed, because to be honest, like I assumed that it got canceled mostly because right now a lot of companies are not making as much money as they used to, because of world, how the world is right now. And a lot of people need like fast content, and like Venture Brothers takes too long. So the investment they would put into it, by time that would happen in the next 2 years, I don't know if that's like really worth risking from a business perspective. Obviously from an artist side, I'm like, yes, give us the Venture.
I will say we don't know like what exactly, like we're not sure 100% what happened. Because I mean, it's also that TV shows people don't talk about this with TV, but they get more expensive as they go on. So the show was like the most expensive it's ever been at this point. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't help as well. But I'm sort of like, from research I've done, that seems to be, I think, probably what happened. But no one said what really happened, and Adult Swim is being a little sketchy and stuff.
Like, its budget definitely shows in every season, because like the show gets more and more progressively more beautiful. Like, if you look at the season 1 art direction compared to the season 7 art direction, it's like, damn. It's like the show's art style like keeps evolving all the time, and like that was like one of the best fun things to watch of Adventure Wars, just like seeing the art evolution like just expand. Like Brock had like 3 different character designs and like 3 different seasons.
No,
Yeah,
well, like the show is one of the only ones I know that never had a status quo. Like every episode, something would happen, and then the world's changed, and that was so beautiful about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it's not on HBO Max currently, and I feel like if the old episodes get placed on there, like there's going to be a big influx of people just like learning to love it again.
No, I mean it's on Hulu. Hulu has the rights. That's what I was saying. That's why. That's one of the reasons.
Fuck that! I don't got Hulu.
So,
I mean, with the right advertising and stuff, I could see it having a second wind as good as like Avatar did, with Netflix and everything.
But see, Netflix pushes old stuff. These other streaming services just don't do it as much,
I mean, if we just got one last season or even like an hour-long special, I'd be content. I just want closure.
Yeah, I was
Adult
just a
Swim
movie.
does that. Adult Swim likes to like randomly bring back Harvey Birdman for like one more episode randomly.
But they won't bring back Metalocalypse for some stupid ass reason.
No, eventually.
They're not really good with their legacy shows. I think they sort of need to figure out. I don't know. It's weird because like, hey, 12-ounce Mouse came back this year. I don't know how that makes any sense.
Although $2.
I love 12-ounce Mouse, but I was like, it's like, how did Venture Brothers get canceled, but 12-ounce Mouse gets season 3? I don't know.
I mean, 12-ounce Mouse costs like $10 to make.
Yeah, well, no, the new season cost it was definitely the most expensive. I think it cost $100.
Oh yeah, like season 3, they definitely upped up the budget a bit more.
Yeah, so I really don't understand what goes on over there, and Warner Media is sort of a mess right now. So I don't, who the fuck knows, to be honest. But
like they also screwed over Mortal Oral when it was in like its 3rd season, apparently too.
Yeah, they're not good at. I don't know. I mean, but they treat Rick and Morty real nice. So I think if you're a huge
the whole isn't like ordering like 100 new episodes. Like
they ordered like 140 episodes.
Like that's not a thing that happens normally.
No, they don't.
Like they're counting on Rick and Morty to be like their new Family Guy, because Family Guy, from what I read, is about to leave Adult Swim soon next year.
That's gotta be a big hit for them.
Although Family Guy isn't what it was 10 years ago. I mean, is it really drawing in ratings like it used to? I don't.
Well,
I mean, young people who tune in. Yeah.
Do young people like Family Guy to this day? Like, I don't.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I'll have you know that Quentin Reviews watches Family Guy and an American Dad. He's been tweeting about it, so it's pretty hip.
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa.
I want a Family Guy review from Quentin Reviews. Curious.
Yeah, well, tweet at him. Let's see if we can get this going. Hashtag.
I'm actually trying to get Salty DK Dan to become the Quentin Review. How Quentin Reviews is about Garfield. I want Salty DK Dan to be that with Alf. This is a thing I'm really working on.
How are you like force feeding that? Like, I'm just curious.
He brought it up once, and I won't let it go. And he's never on Twitter, so anytime I see him, I'm like, review Alf, and
just drop some mind goblins on.
I just feel like eventually I'll break him down, and one day I'll be like, oh shit, he did it, and I won't watch any of them.
I want to believe that the next time, whenever the world's done ending, there's a MomoCon. As soon as you walk into the room, he's gonna be, oh shit, it's that fucking Alf guy, and like,
yeah, probably. Probably.
No, actually, I'm surprised that of all the 80s reboots that have been getting revived or getting a reboot, I'm surprised Alf hasn't gotten one.
They've been working on it.
Where's the Heathcliff reboot?
Nah.
Well, Heathcliff has a lot of like mobile games.
Oh boy.
Is there Heathcliff Go? Like there's Garfield Go?
I'm waiting for the Heathcliff Eats competitor. Like, oh my god, do you know how good that would be if someone opened up across the street from the Garfield Eats place a Heathcliff? Sorry, I'm laughing at my own stupid idea, but I just think it would be hilarious if someone opened up another cartoon cat themed restaurant across the street,
right down the street from Felix the Cat's Pizza or something.
Totinos. Start the music right. Totinos. How did you know? Totinos.
Thank you.
Feminine pizza bag.
Oh, please take me there. Yes.
Yeah, I would go to Felix the Cat's. All Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat is on Peacock, which is a free service.
Oh, is Peacock free?
Oh, it is?
Peacock,
That's the one Maxwell Adams worked on, right?
yeah, that one's
good
really
idea.
good. That's the best TV. That's not the silent ones, at least. In
Mhm.
my mind, I think.
I didn't know that was free because there's a couple of stuff on there that I've been wanting to watch.
What's
I mean,
on
there is a paid version, but you can watch there's a lot of stuff you can watch for free on there. It's really cool. You just have to sign up, and they're not going to charge you unless you sign up for premium. So
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm trying to I can't remember exactly. I know there was something I was like, I really want to watch that. Well, it's on Peacock, and I was like, well, I'm never gonna see that. Might as well pirate it.
No,
I can't.
Peacock is super. I like it okay. It's just not on Roku like HBO Max, which bugs me because you can't watch it on your TV. So
Oh, that's weird. I hate HBO Max not being on Roku. Like
yeah.
they're the polar opposites of each other.
No, they both aren't. I mean, Peacock and HBO Max. Wait, what?
Yeah, like we have to hook up an Xbox to watch it, and it's just, I don't know. Like, is that like a weird exclusivity deal that they just
They didn't do what Disney Plus did, and Disney Plus worked out all these deals before, and HBO Max and Peacock wouldn't budge on. I think Roku gets like 20%, but they also are like, well, one of the big things with streaming, I guess, devices is they have those ads. Like you have a Roku where it just like plays that cityscape or whatever, and there's like billboards that have ads for streaming shows.
Oh yeah, they have the Beethoven cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But like those
Like Beethoven the dog?
Yeah. Apparently, it was an animated series.
they even have
This is on
Savage-
Peacock?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have the Savage Dragon cartoon also, guys. So
Damn.
I'm currently looking through all of their lineup so I can figure out what the fuck the show that I wanted to watch is on here.
they
'Cause I
have
can't
Exo
remember.
Squad also. Anyway, but yeah, they wouldn't pay for the ads that play during the Roku kind of screensaver. And to me, it's just like, just pay the thing and make the deal. Like, what are you doing? Because everyone's forgotten about Peacock already.
Oh my god, they have the
Yeah.
Father of the Pride. Remember that DreamWorks
boy,
series?
classic.
Wait, is that the Lions? Because that sounds
Yes.
familiar.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a Lions
it
that
is.
featured Donkey for one episode.
Yep.
It did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's the second cartoon featuring what's it called? Siegfried and Roy.
Oh yeah, you
What
did a
was the
review
other
of
one?
this, didn't you?
Oh no, I never covered it. It was Saber Sparks, but like there was a
Oh.
previous
Sorry.
Yeah, same thing, same channel.
rude.
You
No.
think I would know the difference, but
You write for him.
yes, I do. I should know the difference.
Yeah, like there was that. Besides the Lion one, there was like a Fox Kids pilot about Siegfried and Roy being magicians in like medieval times or something. It didn't go anywhere.
Guys, apparently there was a Muppet Babies version of the Madagascar movies.
Yeah, it's on
Say,
Hulu.
Oh,
on
that's
Hulu.
new, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Sliders is on here. Hell yeah.
Sliders.
Sliders
heard of
it's a weird show
Like-
about basically it's these people hop into alternate realities and they're
So
trying to
it's-
find their way back home.
So it's like Comic Zone. The
Oh,
old
but-
game for
Sweet,
Sega.
yeah.
But it's wild because obviously like it lasted longer than I think anyone was expecting it to,
Oh,
except for like
yeah.
the hardcore people. But by the time the end of the show's over, like the main cast is completely different, except for the incidental comic relief character who became the new main character. Like this character is so weirdly
Wait, which character? I watched season 1, so I don't even know.
the black singer guy
yeah
becomes
he-
the main hero by the end of it because everyone else is written out.
What do they? And then it's like Jonathan, Jerry O'Connell's brother, right? Is on it or something.
Well, because I know that the main character, so like to keep him in, even though the actor left, they did a thing where he gets mutated and turned into another actor. Was like the way
Oh, boy.
they explain that. And what's hilarious is that like while these people are just random ass people, I mean, I guess one of them made a fucking alternate dimension portal thing. But like every other world is like an alternate where one of them have taken over and they're evil because that's cheap to keep the budget down to have the same actors.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That show was like, how long did it last? Like, to me, that's like when Stargate was taking over nerddom.
Like 6 or 7, or it's like 6 or 7 episode or seasons long.
Jesus.
Yeah, Izzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like far out shows like that, I recommend watching a show called Farscape on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. Like I watch it because it's not good. And I'm sure there's gonna be someone in the comment section be like, "That's my favorite show," and you're a son of a bitch. Oh, okay. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist got moved to Peacock. That's the show I was wanting to watch.
Oh, was that good? I never watched it.
I like the characters. I don't know if the story is good, and it gave me the worst rendition of Kesha's TikTok I've ever heard. Literally, it's the worst. And I didn't hate watched it. I was invested in it because I don't know, like they did a really good transgender story in it, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
like one of the main characters is a trans woman, or at least a gender fluid person. I can't remember what exactly they identify as, but like the first like 3 or 4 episodes, she's presented as a woman, and they use she/her pronouns and all that, and then like randomly Zoe for the plot line, for people who are wondering, it's a show where this girl gets an MRI or something while someone's playlist is playing, and now she can hear people's inner thoughts, but it's through songs, so everyone's doing covers. So if you enjoy terrible covers of good or okay songs, boom, gotcha. This is a show for you.
Like Glee?
Yeah. Only this one's modern age. There's a playlist.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's I got invested in it. I think I got canceled because of COVID. I stopped watching. Oh, it only made it 12 episodes, so I'm only like 2 episodes behind. Let's talk about cartoons.
Oh, so Powerpuff Girl, is that a thing still? I don't.
Oh, the CW? Reboot? Yeah.
Wait, what are we supposed to be talking about? Is there a list?
It's been a while.
There's never a list.
I'm just bringing up like news animation things I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, I was gonna mention Cobra Kai because that was on the list.
Yeah, it's great.
It is a great show.
Yeah.
I think me and Payne are the only 2 who've seen it in this entire call.
I would like to see it, but I haven't.
Yeah. We all gotta join Cobra Kai.
But you haven't seen. Have either of you seen the original?
I
watched all 3 of them.
Okay.
I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've seen parts and I've seen a bunch of parodies. So it's like, Karate Kid's a movie you don't even need to see to actually see.
I mean,
it's Star Wars.
I would say you should see Karate. I don't know. I really like the first one. I think it's a really good kids movie.
Yeah,
it's back in the 80s where bullies were literally just murderers. Like they do some really dangerous shit.
I mean, I thought
the
whole lesson with the first one is like the whole movie. You're like, what is this old guy teaching him? Like none of this makes any sense. Like you're just like what is going on? Like he's painting a fence. Like what is this? And then at the end, he's the best around because he learned all that crap from Mr. Miyagi, and it shows you like education actually leads to something, which I thought was like a cool message because they do it in like this great way where it's like his life's tough. Like where's this even going? And at the end, he's the best around, and he breaks that guy's leg. So
and no one's ever gonna take him down.
What
was it? What was it? Karate Kid 2 I thought was pretty good. That's the one where they go to Japan, I think Osaka. And they made,
I wasn't into that, but if you've seen it more recently, I don't,
The only Karate Kid movie I've seen is with Jaden Smith.
And that was decent. I thought it was decent.
I'm hoping they somehow for like season 3 they just unite all the other versions of Karate Kid, bring in Jaden Smith, bring in the next Karate Kid girl.
Yeah.
So you want a Turtles in Time, but with Karate Kids?
No, like they all exist in the same universe. Like maybe like Jackie Chan was like Mr. Miyagi's like son or whatever. I don't know.
Oh my goodness!
Wait, are you implying that Mr. Miyagi had sex?
Maybe.
Well, he talks about his family in the first one.
Yeah, like it's a whole big deal.
Yeah,
and I only know that because while I've watched Karate Kid at some point in my life, I don't remember it, but Community did an abridged version of it as a joke. So I
Of
know
course,
that.
this is how you know that. No, Mr. Miyagi got an Oscar nomination for that movie. People don't talk about that.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, just that scene where he's like crying and stuff, and I'm really making that sound like it's not monumental, but he talks about like the Japanese internment camps.
Well, yeah, because like,
Yeah.
if Community is leading me straight for this conversation, essentially, Miyazaki.
Whoa!
The Karate Kid was a mistake.
Yeah. Well, because like the white kid just showed up, like that's how that they explain it. It's like the guy, yeah, it's not a good performance, he's not amazing, but the mentor character is like this pain character that has so much depth to it.
Yeah,
but I might be misremembering.
I think he does have the more interesting performance, but I don't think the kid's that forgettable or anything. I think he does a good job, but it's it is sort of a simple kind of family kind of movie,
Well, actually, if you watched
Pretty well shown.
Karate Kid 2, you'd find out Mr. Miyagi had a childhood rival that he too had to overcome for fighting over a girl or something like that, and so he related with LaRusso, so that's why he trained him in the first movie. But you don't need to watch Karate Kid 2.
Can we get a new Karate Kid where it's Daniel teaching some other?
Well, I think that's Cobra Kai. Right?
Yeah, that's Cobra Kai.
Oh, is it? I haven't.
It's a great show.
Cobra Kai is a great show.
It's about Johnny's perspective, the bully kid. He's like old now. He doesn't have he has a square TV. His dick don't work no more. He eats like a salami in the morning. And he decides, it's time to bring back Cobra Kai.
Why is he eating salami in the morning? This guy sounds like an idiot.
The first episode is him just like putting like a salami on like a pan on the oven or whatever, and just cooking that and eating that.
That's not how you eat salami. This guy's
the only furniture he has in his apartment's like a recliner and a TV on the floor.
Yeah, and he watches Iron Eagle all day.
Oh, so well, that doesn't. I could live. I could live like that, but the salami part, I just can't be with.
It's like, damn, this one single karate tournament from like 30 years ago ruined his entire life.
The karate tournament that no one remembers.
Yeah, except him and and Daniel. Like the Cobra Kai is just fucking great because it's just like they acknowledge how fucking ridiculous this bullshit is. Like there's people just saying, who cares about karate? And it's like, no, in this town, it's like football. So it's like they try to justify it through that. It's
okay.
It's like high school football to people.
But
is that kind of weird that cities like get legitimately like obsessed over high school football?
I've always thought it was weird, but I grew up in one of those that didn't have it really.
I feel like we're art kids, so
I feel
someone
like that's
who
normal. Like you've seen King of the Hill. That's just life.
As someone who didn't ever involve themselves with sports in high school,
there ain't no football in the show. It's all about karate.
Heck yeah!
I mean, they treat this shit like it's the fucking there's one character who's basically like the goddamn Emperor Palpatine.
The kid, the kid with the mohawk.
No, you'll see someone else, but I don't spoil anything. But yeah, it's just like it's ridiculous. I love it.
I do want to say there's one part that might sell you on the show. There's this kid with a mohawk, and he trains under Johnny's character, who's the bully kid, or the bully kid from the first Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. And he later starts he has self-confidence issues, but as he joins Cobra Kai, he gets his confidence up and up and up. And eventually he just mind you, he's like 16 years old. In one episode, he's just a normal kid. In the next episode, he has like a full mohawk and he has like an eagle tattooed on his back. And he's like picking fights with kids in school. It's like the craziest thing ever.
He's an ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in maybe if this show goes on for several more seasons, it'll end up like Fast and Furious, where they're just gonna keep amping up this bullshit. Like, I want citywide Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do factions and everything.
When's Fast and Furious gonna finally make it into space?
That's what they announced like a week ago.
Yeah, did they really? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
So happening in the next one.
So I fucking said that as a joke. Oh my god.
Michelle Rodriguez, she was like, man, how'd you know? I guess cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into space.
They've been trying to get the cast to admit it because they delayed Fast and Furious because of COVID, but apparently at the end of 9, they go into space, which I assume means they're going to go into space and in 10 they'll all be in space. That's my pitch.
Oh yeah.
So are they just gonna drive around the moon? Are they gonna scrape it and everything?
Yeah, have you seen the new Gorillaz music videos just like that?
Actually, I have not seen the new Girls music video, but I want
haven't
to.
either.
I haven't seen it, but like I know it has Elton John in it, and that's really cool.
It
The
does.
next-
Oh man.
The next
Yeah.
one has Elton John. This one has Robert
Oh.
Smith from The Cure in it. But yeah, the
Okay,
next
'cause
one
I know-
has.
Wow.
I saw images
Elton.
where they like apparently they made him into the gorilla style, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Elton
you know-
John.
We need to talk about today,
Huh.
and I'm shocked it hasn't been brought up yet.
Kevin?
The Scott Pilgrim game's back.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
back, bitch!
Oh yeah.
Finally, after all the license issues with the comic, the movie, and also I guess the musicians who worked on the game, they could finally re-release it this December, which is like,
Thank
now,
fucking
motherfucker.
God.
Yeah, as a game collector, I hope they do a physical release so I can just keep
Yeah.
that on my shelf and not let
Yeah.
them pry it
Never.
from my fingers.
Never again.
But like the reveal was really annoying because like Ubisoft announced that they were going to do a thing, and then like James Gunn like said, "Hey, check out Brian O'Malley updates," and everyone's like kind of figured it out by default. But like Brian kept like doing these like bullshit random like, I just want to announce I'm tall or something. Like it was always like these random little bit, and like everyone's just waiting for like, but every hour it was just like this new little stupid bit, and then finally it was revealed. It's like good.
Finally.
Because I was
Yeah,
getting
this-
scared.
You had to sit through a terrible Prince of Persia trailer first.
Oh god, the remaster, which looked like a 2006 game.
It looks like an Xbox 360. Actually, I take that back. The Xbox 360 Prince of Persia games look better than that.
Supposedly, it's just the lighting that they're not finished yet, but we'll see in 2021 of January when they release it if they fix
I mean,
it.
at least it's not Mario Super 3D All Stars where they just took the 64 version and just changed the lighting and textures a bit.
Yeah, the
That's
texture a
not
little higher
accurate.
res.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more done to it than that, but it is frustrating that 64 isn't even widescreen. But they made Sunshine the worst of the three, in my opinion.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, well, hold
okay,
on.
It's the worst.
You know what?
Three great flavors. Come on.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, look, I remember years
Honestly,
ago, I
out of the
kinda
three
hated
of them, which one are you
Sunshine.
most excited to play as? Like, which one are you?
Man,
Honestly,
Is it Sunshine? Because I'd be shocked.
Mario
Sunshine for me.
64. Oh, I want my own freedom. I don't want the linear levels like Sunshine and Odyssey and Galaxy Head. I need fucking freedom. No one can tell me what to do.
Here's the
Bitch.
thing, though. It's like Sunshine was the only one I haven't played. I played Mario 64 DS, and you got to play as like Wario, Yoshi, and
Release
and
that
Luigi.
version.
Yeah, and that's what I was hoping they would do, but instead we got the N64 version, which is like whatever. And then they released Galaxy, but Galaxy kind of gets me a little motion sick, kind of. So I'm more excited towards.
and the one thing that pisses me off about the Sunshine port is that apparently the analog stick on the GameCube controller won't be compatible with it.
Oh no, hang on. It's okay. It's kind of weird, but like they're basically saying like full compatibility with the GameCube controller, because really it will work with the GameCube, just not the triggers that the L and R that are like sensitive to like how much you put pressure on them. Because Sunshine relied on that for how much pressure you're releasing with the water.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But yeah, it will work with the GameCube. It's just not gonna work with those triggers specifically.
Yeah. Oh, and apparently they hate Galaxy 2, apparently. They just, drew that game under the bus.
Yeah, that's extra work, It's
If this one's
hard.
successful enough, I can see them doing a second 3D collection at some point.
Or maybe a
Honestly,
DLC.
Well, you guys aren't even talking about the most like the thing about this that I guess is upsetting is the fact that it's a limited release, meaning that both digitally and physically
Fucking into the Disney vault it goes.
My theory on that one is that they're planning on releasing them individually for like probably slightly more later on as well with Galaxy 2.
Well,
or well, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was gonna go on a little tangent about game collecting, but you can finish because it'll.
No, go for it.
Okay, so if you know me and my YouTube channel at all, I'm a game collector and I collect various different games from various different platforms and stuff. And one platform I was recently getting into is the GameCube. But due to the whole COVID situation and just how the second-hand market works, is a lot of GameCube games are just hyper inflated for no reason, such as for instance, Super Mario Sunshine, I think is like $80 to $100 now, which is absolutely absurd. And so,
Shit.
yeah, so I was excited for this 3D, 3D All-Stars, which gets me Sunshine plus 2 additional games for $20 less. And so, I snagged a copy. But one thing that really bothers me is this limited release model. Because, as a game collector, you would assume that, you'd be happy to own a rare game because you can sell it for a higher price later. But that's not how I tend to view things. Like, I buy games, I collect them. I've never had very much money. The only reason why collection's so big as it is because I've just collected over years. And there's a lot of games that I want people to try that they just simply can't because the game's over like $100. For instance, like, the Megami Tensei series, which is what I cover on my YouTube channel a lot. They do all their games recently skyrocketed. For instance, like a game that came out 2 years ago is now almost $100. A game that came out 2 years ago and wasn't even limited release. But yeah, that was pretty much the tangent I wanted to go off on. Is I just think it's annoying that companies keep trying to do this limited release thing and feeding the secondhand market, which I don't think should exist. But
Nintendo in particular is like really guilty of this because you have it with the amiibos. Like they love the scarcity, like the artificial scarcity. Because it enforces people to buy stuff from the get-go. Like, if you don't buy it, you might not get it. I still haven't gotten the Splatoon 2 amiibos. That's just the Inklings. Because they haven't re-released them. They keep re-releasing the first game ones, and...
I got my amiibos. Bitch, I got Pearl and Marina.
Oh, I have those.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the triple pack with...
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want the Inklings, not the special characters. Because I have every single set except for the recolors, which I don't care for, and the Splatoon 2 ones. I'm really weird with amiibos. Like for example, I'm not buying all the Smash Brothers ones, but like certain sets, I like to get all of them, like the Shovel Knights, the Splatoons, and the Pixel ones, where they do like pixelated characters. I like those a lot.
Yeah. The Link one is so cool.
It is.
The only amiibos I ever got were for the Smash ones were for King K. Rool and Meta Knight.
Yeah. The one I wanted more than any others because I'm a huge Souls fan was the Solaire one, and the Solaire one skyrocketed immediately because I think it was a GameStop exclusive, which was like incredibly stupid. So now if you want one, it's like $50 or something. It's really
I'm
dumb.
just waiting for the Banjo one, even though it's going to go against my guideline of buying amiibos. I don't buy the ones where they have display, like, okay, so like knowing that the characters are going to be made into toys, you think they would be able, and they're going to mimic the character models as much as possible. You think logically you'd be like, all right, we're gonna make these imposes that can be made into statues. Instead, they're like, this one's like bouncing, so it's gonna be like nothing but stands or reinforcements. And I don't know, like I have the Wii Fit trainer because I got her for like really cheap, but she looks like she has a boot. Like, she looks like she's, like, in a cast.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me of the original Link amiibo that looks like he's just standing on a P tower. Like a yellow tower that he's just hanging off of. It's really dumb.
That's why I like the Splatoon one so much, because they, like, add it, they incorporate it into the design, the support stands, so they're, like, the ink.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really cool.
Or the Joker one for Persona 5, he has, like, the flames around him or whatever. That one was pretty cool, too.
Yeah. There was something where we started talking about, but then you guys mentioned something else and like steamrolled it. No, it was something else, something interesting.
Mario.
No.
Oh, was it the Powerpuff Girls thing?
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about that.
That's happening. The live action Powerpuff Girls CW series, whatever, but by Diablo Cody.
That's all I ever fucking wanted.
I just thought it was really funny because on Twitter, everyone was like fucking hanging on it, but everyone except for Jim were just like of the pizza party, we're like, this is exciting. It's gonna be terrible. I can't wait to watch it twice.
See it.
Did they say it was live action or animated?
It's
live action.
Live action.
I mean,
okay.
It sounds like because it's Greg Berlanti and Diablo Cody are two of the main people, or Greg Berlanti, who does all the Arrowverse or whatever it is. He's, I think, executive producer, but Diablo Cody's going to help develop it. But at first I was very against it, but I sort of had thought about it, and I thought, like, maybe that's a good, because it's supposed to be the girls are older and they feel like their childhood was sort of robbed or scarred by their crime fighting ways. And I was like, maybe that's a good analogy for a generation that was little kids when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
I think that might actually work fairly well, but it depends on how they do it. I kind of wish with something like this, it would be better if they didn't announce the concept so early. I wish they'd announced
a fucking trailer, just
like
that.
a bait and switch type of thing, where like, hey, we're doing a live action Powerpuff Girls, and people would still be pissed.
Yeah, I just think it's like if they had a trailer. I don't like when they announce these things so early because it's like it doesn't sound like they even have a script. It just sounds way too early that they really like. Same with like the Ren and Stimpy thing, which that definitely shouldn't happen. But I think it's going to. But or we'll see.
Oh, Bob Camp confirmed on Facebook.
That.
Yeah, it's not happening. That Ren and Stimpy reboot.
Well, yeah. I hope that's true, but it's just these are things that like they're cool to talk about. But if I was one of those companies, I was like, why don't we not talk about this stuff till like it's going forward enough that there's a real thing, because you don't want. Sometimes the public could mess with development in a negative way.
Do you think they're just trying to drop the headline before it gets too far into development to gauge interest? It's possible.
Possibly. I don't think they care as much about the press in some cases. But I think
I meant more like social media.
Yeah, but I think in some case they do and they don't. But it's also like some of these things might not happen for years because development's weird. It's like we might not. I mean, especially with COVID, who knows when we get this Powerpuff Girls show? It might be 2024 at this point.
I'm sorry, Jim.
No, that was it. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I think a live action like Powerpuff Girls show could work if like they sort of like parody or like make fun of its own concept. Like they know it's like dark and gritty and everything. The girls are just like, ugh, whatever. I'm just so done with this.
That's the thing with it that I kind of. In the long term, I'm not as into, because I really like the first season of Riverdale because it's sort of a joke. And then when I watched season 2, I was like, oh, this isn't a joke anymore. This is a show that's running. And before it was like, I guess the, Archie Twin Peaks or Archie's Weird Mysteries, but serious. And then it became like an actual teen show. And I was like, oh, I don't want this. I like the Twin Peaks. I like season 1. I think is great, but like after that, it kind of eats its own tail, and I feel like Powerpuff Girls will be like a 1-season wonder, and then we'll be like, this is stupid. Bubbles is addicted to heroin now, and like,
okay. Speaking of Bubbles, all I want from this is I want her to be kind of chubby and to be gothic Lolita. I don't know why. Like that's my mental headcanon of Bubbles growing up, is that she likes candy and shit, so she gets a little chubbier.
Okay.
I like the idea of tomboy. I know it's stereotypical, but tomboy Buttercup of being kind of the athletic one, and then I think a preppy version of Blossom, but with it being a parody, who knows?
I want Diablo Cody to call you right now because I think you're right.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like they could work in that one episode. Do you remember the Powerpuff episode where they fly really fast and they see the future of Townsville and like
yes.
it's him?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That episode is depressing. Oh God.
Yeah, like they straight up tell the Powerpuff Girls, hey, you can never leave town or go on vacation or this will happen. And it's like that likely fucked them up for a while. They can't leave town ever.
That show will get pretty dark sometimes. But also, like, how do you do the Amoeba Boys? Like, there's so many things I don't get.
I'm assuming they're going to reimagine all of them into humans.
I mean...
God.
Oh, can you imagine, I'm sorry.
Oh, go on.
No, I'm sorry. You can finish.
Reiterating my video, like, my dream, like, version of a live-action Powerpuff Girls is, like, they pull the whole Power Rangers or, like, those old Godzilla things and try to make some man-in-suit obvious creature like that, like Mojo Jojo was inspired by one of those types of creatures, so it's like do that, make a cardboard city and have that destroyed every episode.
I was just gonna say, like, imagine like instead of Mojo in the series being a mad scientist, he's just like this like multi-millionaire like corrupted businessman who's just like hiding in his like ivory tower. And he has like this hat that's covering his brain. He's wearing like a business suit. He's played by the actor who plays Gus from Breaking Bad. You know the guy.
What?
What's his
no, that guy's not going to do that shit.
What, you don't know?
They'll get his understudy's cousin.
Or they could just go all the way like that one DC's Legend of Tomorrow show where Gorilla Grodd goes back in time to kill Obama or something.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Do you remember that?
Oh,
Have you
yeah,
ever seen that clip?
happened.
Wait, what the hell is this?
Gorilla Grodd breaks into Obama's like dorm when he's in college and says he's gonna kill him. I haven't watched the whole episode.
What? I've never seen this. What the hell?
It's something.
That happened.
Oh, well, you know that. Oh wait, the guy we're talking about, Gus from Breaking Bad. Apparently, he's in DuckTales. He's the voice of Phantom Blot.
In the
Which
reboot?
is, yeah, he's also Lex Luthor in the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna say. What I was trying to say was like, he was an Axe Cop. Like Jim's trying to make it sound like he's above shit, and I'm like, I don't think so. I feel like I've seen him in stuff.
See, I think because he's like, he's on the Mandalorian, stuff like that. Like a lot of these guys will do one thing in live action and then cast a different way for voice roles. And I feel like for live action, he's not going to commit to a show where he's the Mojo Jojo villain. Is what I was saying.
If it's a voiceover, I think he could.
Oh, if it's a voice, absolutely. But that's different.
I would have no. Oh man, I think they're going to make Mojo Jojo into like an ape instead of like straight up monkey. So since the girls are taller, he can't be small.
It's Caesar from Planet of the Apes. They just bring in what's his name? Who's the guy who does all the mocap?
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis to do it.
I mean, I'm curious. We'll see when it happens. We'll all watch the pilot and then forget about it. Three episodes in, so that's what I think will happen.
I mean, I was just gonna say, Izzy, back on the topic, the guy who plays Gus, like my fan cast is that if they ever did another live action remake of TMNT, he should play Baxter Stockman.
Oh, that'd be cool.
See, I always thought Tyler Perry should play him.
That already happened, dude.
Thank you, two people who got that joke. Thank you.
The rest of us didn't respond to the bad joke.
That happened.
Nobody, the Out of the Shadows fandom will finally come to the light.
Yeah.
There are 12 of us. 12 of us.
We're not monsters.
Oh, a class. I love that. I haven't thought about that in years.
I think that franchise would have done better if the first movie was like the second one. I thought the second one was way better.
I agree. Well, the second one's the most live action Turtles movie that tried to be the most like the cartoon show, because the other ones like skirted close to it, and this was the first with Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang, and like they were like, we're doing the cartoon, fuck it. Like they always danced around it, and this one's like they got Casey Jones and all this stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, Jim, have I ever done my Krang impression in front of you?
I don't think so, but
no,
I'm very curious now.
Oh yeah, let me try this real quick. But like,
Okay.
Oh man, the phrase I used to say was, "Have you even?" Oh shit, I can't. I'm turning off my mic. I'm gonna practice for like a second.
Okay. While she's doing that.
But I was just gonna say,
have you even heard of Turtle Show? It's normally better, I promise.
That was great.
But I was just gonna say, like, my ideal TMNT movie is sort of based around the comics a bit, where it's sort of like a parody of the dark and edgy superheroes that were of the time.
Yeah, like the one canceled one that they were almost gonna do.
Yeah. Like I kind of want something like that, like something that takes itself seriously, but also is stuff where like, yeah, this is stupid, but we're just having fun with it. Because like I think like that can work. Like if you have like the same grittiness and like humor and tone as like Spider-Verse, I think that could be a really good movie.
I mean, they could do another. I don't know. I think Turtles in Time is pretty high up there for me. That's a pretty good one.
I think they could do a Turtles in Time movie that's in the style of Spider-Verse. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And they could get like
I'm gonna be honest.
There's so many franchises. What?
I'm kind of done with Ninja Turtles doing crossovers with themselves. Because they did it so well with the 4 Kids, where they had the 2003 and the 80s Turtles get together, and then I think they also had like the comic book ones.
Yeah,
but like, and that was a special, so obviously like it was a whole hour and a half of like dedicated towards it. But so far the 2012 Turtles, I didn't really like their crossovers all that much. Like it felt cheaper, like both production quality wise, because the animation just had a lot of shortcuts that you wouldn't see in traditional animation. And that, as an animator, I'm sure like kids probably don't give a shit, but as me, I'm like,
Wasn't that cartoon was like maybe the second biggest Turtles cartoon? That
Yeah.
cartoon was huge.
Yeah.
I recently rewatched it. It still holds up surprisingly.
I don't know. It's weird to me that there's so many franchises now that are doing the like character meets themselves, but Sonic Generations and then that. But specifically Ninja Turtles have done it enough times that I'm kind of like we could move on from that. Like we could do new I guess when they try doing new things, the show gets canceled. So never mind. I'm stupid.
I mean, to be fair, when Spider-Verse came out, that like crossover concept with like shattered dimensions and stuff was a little overdone. And even like the 90s cartoon, I think, did a crossover episode with Madam Web or whatever.
Oh, but that was wild.
Yeah.
That one was great because he got to meet Stan Lee and, almost give him a heart attack and leave him on a building.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, if you guys haven't seen it, essentially, Madam Web brings a bunch of different types of Spider-Man, like it's like Iron Man, but Spider-Man, and then like one of them's an actor that plays Spider-Man in that world's version of Spider-Man, right? Like it's just a TV show, so it's implied it's our world, and so once all the adventuring's over, there's just like this finale episode where the cartoon Spider-Man meets Stan Lee, but like he leaves, but he doesn't like take Stan Lee back to like the ground level, so he just literally just strands Stan Lee on top of a building.
Oh. Didn't Stan Lee's wife also voice Madam Web too?
Yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I hope they bring her in with Spider-Verse 2, maybe. Although personally, I feel like I wish the sequel to Spider-Verse 2 wouldn't do another crossover, because I feel like you could tell Miles' story within his own confined universe, because I feel like you already did the crossover thing. But that's just...
What works better about that universe is it's not the same person. There's only really one in their group. There's only one real typical Peter Parker, and they're all like different, because it speaks on like the universal idea of Spider-Man. And I think like Ninja Turtles, it's like, oh, you have Michelangelo, but he's this kind of Michelangelo, and you have
that's what I really liked about Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is they changed the whole like dynamic of the team, which I thought was pretty cool.
It's awesome, but the problem is that like a lot of people were turned off by that, like reboots are weird because people want the same thing over again, which I find boring.
Well, I mean, like, they want the same thing, but they want it in, like, a different perspective, I think. I guess they just didn't like how Rise of the TMNT did it, but I kind of liked what they were going with. Like, I actually really liked the idea of the Shredder being, like, this giant Oni demon.
Yeah, that was like, a cool concept.
Yeah. Oh my god, that last fight in that last episode, like, holy shit, though.
Yeah, they really went all out. I never understood anyone's criticisms about that show being ugly. I thought it was one of the coolest looking shows on TV, period.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I will admit one thing is that the 2012 Turtles introduced a concept to the Turtles design that's been there every design since, which is only like 2. I miss the Turtles having actual big noses. Because for me, I feel like if you draw, like part of their main designs up to that point had been, if you drew noses like that, you would recognize as a turtle, like, the ice cream bar and stuff. And then the 2012 ones, they kind of like downplayed the nose to a point where like they kind of didn't have them. Like they just didn't have, it was like barely a bump there.
Yeah.
I think like Donnie's literally just a circle. And then, so like, that's the one thing is that like, I don't know why it's the hill I want to die on, but the turtles need noses.
Give them back their beak snouts.
I love their beaks.
Yeah.
And something that surprisingly never got carried over from the comics to animations, that apparently in the comics, the turtles actually had tails.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like, apparently, some people mistook it as like genitals because they kind of look like. Because like, there's
crazy frog.
Like, there's like one shot of like Leonardo like jumping in the air and his like tail is hanging, but it looks like his wee wee.
It was probably just when they redesigned them for the cartoon and for the toys. They were like, that'll cost how many cents more of plastic? Forget it.
Yeah.
The story of how they made. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I have to interrupt real quickly. I basically have to go. We started the podcast an hour later than we normally do, and my roommate needs sleep. And so I'm gonna bow out. You guys have fun.
All right, bye, Izzy.
Bye, Izzy.
Nice to talk to you.
Good night.
Yeah, bye. I want to stay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will return after these messages. We now return to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I linked some questions in the recording chat if y'all want to look through them.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen them.
Here. Oh, let's see. Scroll. Question. Let's see. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow. when I'm
Here's
using all the
one
bandwidth.
from Pam. I got one from CK Draws Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Question: any thoughts on Netflix's Hoops series?
No, I didn't watch that. I know
Yeah,
Ellis
me
Mark
neither.
did. It doesn't. It looks average.
To be honest, I completely forgot that show even came out.
People seem to not like it, but
Nah, it's kind of looks generic. I haven't seen it myself, but I could be amused by it and think this is hilarious. What's wrong with all y'all, you fucking assholes?
I have one from Monsters Reviews. Asks, "What's the worst Nicktoon of the 2000s?"
Oh,
That's tough.
I got some peeps working in the animation industry, so I don't want to offend them by giving my answer. So
no, it's we're referring to the 2000s. They're probably dead by now if they worked in that. Those
Oh my
shows,
gosh.
Damn.
Yeah, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I have one that I despise in any way, shape, or form. It's just one that I kind of just couldn't. No, one I just couldn't get into out of the ones I've seen personally was Danny Phantom, and I know that's weird because you think. Hey, let me finish. You would think that I would be really into it because of my whole aesthetic and everything, but the truth of the matter is I was a little kid then. Well, little kind of, but I was a kid at that point, and having a show that has a serialized plot to it just threw me off whenever I missed a story. And while Danny Phantom kind of was episodic at the beginning, I noticed as it kept going, it started making callbacks, and I missed all these episodes, and it kind of threw me off. Same reason with Avatar, but I recently went back and watched Avatar with my 2020 eyeballs, and I really enjoyed it. So
yeah.
I'm picking Tak and the Power Juju because I never played those games and I don't like the looks of him.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Tak and the Power Juju does take that spot. You know what? You're right.
Yeah,
Honestly, the only thing I could really say I didn't like about Danny Phantom was season 3. That's it.
Yeah, I was really into Danny Phantom.
I like Danny Phantom. It's just season 3 kind of drew me off a bit.
I need to go back and watch it at some point.
Because I think season 3 had a bunch of different writers coming on board. The main guy left, I guess, after season 2.
Oh wait, actually, what about All Grown Up?
Oh my god! You just keep bringing.
Grown Up wasn't a favorite.
You're really lowering the bar here, Jim. Every time you bring a new one up.
The all Grown Up. I'd say I remember when that premiered, and everyone was like, "Jesus, will the Rugrats ever die?" And the Rugrats were the '90s and 2000s SpongeBob.
Yeah, Rugrats all turned up
because everybody was so sick of Rugrats. If YouTube had been what it was.
Yes.
Now in the late 90s, we'd have videos that'd be 30 minutes long, what ruined modern Rugrats.
Saber did that exact video.
No, it was what ruined Rugrats. Okay, I know that one. I worked on that one. That one I know. We did what ruined it. Not anyway. Yeah, basically, they were abusive. That's the anyway.
Well,
watch the video, but no, No, but there would be a video of someone taking 40 minutes, and there'd be those 3 guys in a circle. You know the what ruined modern SpongeBob thing? Was that real? I don't know.
Look, it was. I know what you're talking about. Just kids talking about SpongeBob for an hour, saying it's been ruined. Yeah, that was real.
Why don't we have them on the podcast? That'd be
man, yeah, the true intellectuals. Yes.
Yeah,
have 20 odd kids just all talking at the same time.
Oh man, yeah. That's what we need. More people to talk about the same cartoon for an hour straight on why they hate it. Good time.
Anyway, sorry. Does anyone have another question?
Let's see. I'm looking. Heelys or Skechers light ups? I'd go Heelys personally.
I don't want to die, so I'm not picking Heelys. I want the light ups. That's safer.
Yeah, light ups are best because you can see in dark, and no one will accuse you of sneaking up on anyone in the dark. Also, light up shoes. Come on, my sneakers. I have light up shoes, and they have a wheel. So if anybody tries to fuck with me, I just roll away.
Yeah, no one can catch me.
Yeah, with my lights going off, people are like, "Wow, that guy's cool." Almost as cool as someone with Power Ranger sheets. And
Oh no!
Tiny Toons movie.
Let's
Call
see.
back.
Pan, here's another question from Dave Da Barbarian.
Mhm.
Will hand-drawn animation ever make a comeback in the future?
Maybe someday. I don't look. Eventually, we gotta try.
I mean,
they
like,
mean it. They mean in a movie context, because in TV shows,
I guess
it's
I'm
funny.
sure
Yeah.
movies.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I feel like right now we're sort of like experimenting with what CGI can do, like with Spider-Verse or Connected. Like, you know what I mean?
I like it when they do mixed mediums like
Yeah.
that. It's really neat. What was it? I think there's always an opportunity for 2D animation to come back. It's just that CGI, I'm not entirely 100% certain, but I feel like it's just easier from a developmental standpoint because you don't have to draw each frame individually. You can just have a character model that you can tweak. And I just think it's just ease of access. But I feel like as people of our generation, I suppose, get into those directorial roles at some point, we might, want to relive our childhood of like 2D animation instead of going back to CG. So I feel like there might be a revival at some point. It just, who knows, man,
I mean, it's hard.
I
I
mean-
think it's more the bigger studios need to get on it because you have smaller studios doing it. And Netflix has pushed more of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
than
because
other
they
studios
released
did.
the Klaus last year.
Yeah, but it's.
Mhm.
I think it's just that Disney's not doing it. DreamWorks, Illumination, those guys aren't doing it.
Yeah.
And you just need another studio to get behind it because there's not really a problem younger audiences have with CG versus animation, traditional animation at all. So you could do it. And I know Don Bluth announced he's trying to, but I think it could happen. It's just they have, Disney needs to not keep making announcements for like, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, then announce a project. Like, what's going on? Like,
I mean, Disney right now is more preoccupied on making live action reboots at the moment.
Yeah,
well,
that turned out great.
Yeah, that's that. But they need an original thing. But other big studios can do it too. I think they need to because that will inspire more faith in that industry, and that's what that needs. I'm not saying like only those studios matter. I'm just saying like it'll just drum up support, especially whenever theaters open. They'll be able to do that more.
Yeah. I mean, like Cartoon Saloon is coming out with a new film called Wolfwalkers this year, which looks good.
I mean, they're great, but they're just not big enough.
Yeah, I know. I get what you mean.
I feel
love
like
them. They're wonderful.
I feel like at some point there might be a like us type situation where like a guy with a lot of money made his own animation studio to make claymation films with Leica. I feel like there might be at some point some guy with a lot of money will be like, I want to make 2D animation films. It's not impossible.
Is Leica still around? Because I know the Missing Link didn't make that much money.
Oh no,
Yeah,
they did lay off. I'm sorry, what were you going to say before I say?
Oh, I was saying the exact same thing you were. They laid people off, recently.
Yeah, or they furloughed them, I think. But
Whoa.
it doesn't sound good for them. I hope that I hope it works out, but I do think the limited box office they've been getting is not great. I was hoping that they would make a deal like Aardman seems to be doing a lot with Netflix. I was hoping a streaming service would come in because in the 2000s we had like sort of 3 stop motion animation studio feature film studios between Disney, Leica, and Aardman, and it has felt like people are actually seeing those movies, and by the 2010s that was like really dissipating throughout the decade. So I hope Amazon or somebody makes a deal with Leica and helps them out because I saw Missing Link and I actually had to, this isn't a joke, this is actually something that happened. There are so few people in the theater, they didn't turn the lights out when the movie started, so I had to do that.
Oh,
Damn. Yeah, like I only saw the Missing Link and everyone in the theater, like there was no one in the theater and it was just only me and like one other small family. That's it. It was like, damn.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as everyone was making it out to be. I thought it was all right.
Oh no, I thought it was like really charming. Like I wouldn't call it like their best film, but it was like a really good, relaxing type adventure movie.
I mean, Missing Link, the problem it's referring to adventure stories and movies that like aren't really in the current lexicon. So I was like, I knew of some of those, and I was like, okay, I get what you're referencing. This is cool, but is this like frame of reference I don't think anyone else is getting? So like, what do you know, like, I think Kubo was a little more accessible, and Missing Link was like super not, because nobody remembers, the Journey to the Center of the Earth stuff anymore. So it just doesn't play very well, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Coraline and Paranorman are based off popular kids and young adult books. So
yeah. I mean, Coraline also had
Nightmare Before Christmas. Neil
Gaiman. It had a lot going for it. It was released in January, which I think also, Coraline had everything working out. I wish they'd stayed with that director, but I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, who knows?
Speaking of
go on.
Stop motion, didn't the creator of Flapjack try to get a Kickstarter stop motion film called Black Forest?
I don't know about that. I don't remember.
I remember reading something like he was trying to get off like a Kickstarter film called Black Forest.
The last thing I heard him do was Angry Birds 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it, but everyone says it's really good.
It's a huge step up from the first one. It was interesting. I don't know. It's not amazing, but it's definitely weirder. I was like, oh, I wish he got more role, directing things like this. I mean, they could have just made a really shitty sequel, but I think they made kind of a little hidden gem there. I know people, once it got on Netflix, more people watched it and were like, oh, I'm surprised how much I like this. So that's better for Angry Birds in general,
Yeah, I rewatched Flapjack recently because it's all on Hulu, and his style of comedy is just great. I love it.
Yeah.
It really messes well with me.
Way ahead of the curve in terms of humor, I think.
Oh, I mean, that's the show that influenced the whole modern era. Like without Flapjack, I don't think we would have had Adventure Time regular. Like none of it would have. I mean, the hilarious thing though is when I was introduced to Flapjack, someone told me like, "Man, you got to watch the show." My friend said it's so messed up they won't let their kids watch it. I was like, I have to see this, and that's honestly most of what I had read about it going in was that parents wouldn't let their kids watch Flapjack, and Cartoon Network approved this like crazy weird show, and it did feel so different than what was going on because kids animation wasn't cool at that point. If you're into animation, you're an adult. It was sort of like whatever Adult Swim was doing and a few extra scraps, and now it's like so different. So
yeah. But is that the final question? Oh,
yeah.
No,
you Pan sounds tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not seeing any other ones. So
okay. Yeah. Well, I guess this is the end of the podcast. Who are you people?
I'm
Jim.
Oh, sorry. All right, should we start over? I'm sorry.
No, I want to sleep or take a nap. I woke up. I slept at like 6. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Scratchy, you can go first.
Again, sorry for interrupting. My name is Chris Derose. I'm a freelance storyboard artist and character designer. I'm currently looking for work, by the way, so
And I'm Ratupi from Ratupi's Game Room, artist, YouTuber, musician, just coasting through life.
All right, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.